Kiddos, it's Miss Donna. I have your gospel reading and reflection for you for this coming weekend, which is the fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time. And we're going to be hearing about how Jesus called his first disciples. So our reading is from Luke. One day, Jesus was standing on the shore of Lake Gennesaret while the people pushed their way up to him to listen to the word of God. He saw two boats pulled up on the beach. The fishermen had left them and were washing the nets. Jesus got into one of the boats, it belonged to Simon, and asked him to push off a little from the shore. Jesus sat in the boat and taught the crowd. When he finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Push the boat out further to the deep water, and you and your partners let down your nets for a catch." "Master," Simon answered, "we worked hard all night long and caught nothing. But if you say so, I will let down the nets." They let them down and caught such a large number of fish that the nets were about to break. So they motioned to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats, so full of fish that the boats were about to sink. When Simon Peter saw what had happened, he fell on his knees before Jesus and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I am a sinful man." He and the others with him were all amazed at the large number of fish they had caught. The same was true of Simon's partners, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will be catching people." They pulled the boats up on the beach, left everything, and followed Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord. So, kids, this is a great gospel explaining how Jesus managed to show his first disciples a little bit of who he was and then get them to follow him into ministry. And so there's a couple of different things about this gospel that's really interesting to know. So these men were fishing because they were fishermen, and that was their profession. It's what they did to make a living. And so when this miraculous uh, catching of the fish happened, and there were so many of them, those fish, that big of a haul, was worth quite a lot. Probably enough to set up their families for a very long time once those fish were sold. And so for the fishermen to leave everything and follow Jesus was not only a leap of faith on their part, but actually an act of sacrifice as well. So, who are the fishers of men today? Because Jesus told them, from now on, you're not going to be catching fish, you're going to be catching people. So, who does that today? Who are the disciples that catch people? Well, it's us. And that's what this gospel is telling us, is that it is now our responsibility. And sometimes it's a sacrifice, sometimes it's a leap of faith to go out and tell others about Jesus. And sometimes that can be scary and a little intimidating because you never know how other people are going to receive your message. But just like the disciples in today's gospel, you have to be brave, you have to trust Jesus, and just get out there and do it. So this week, that's what I want you to think about is how do you display your faith to other people so that you can be fishers of people just like Jesus asked his disciples to be. All right, I will see you guys soon and have a fantastic week. Bye.